After years of being the useless kid for my parents, I inherited my uncle's business. But my siblings tried to sabotage it. So I took legal action. Now they're begging for help and jobs. I'm 32, the youngest of 3, and for most of my life I was seen as the screw-up of the family. My older brother and sister were the stars. My brother works in finance, and my sister married into money. They were everything my parents could brag about. Meanwhile, I bounced from job to job, trying to find something that clicked. To my family, I was just drifting, wasting potential. As my dad put it, honestly, I got used to being the one they didn't take seriously. But things changed last year. My uncle, who was kind of the black sheep of the family himself, passed away. He wasn't close to my parents, but he and I always got along. He owned a small but successful auto repair shop that he built from the ground up. He taught me a lot growing up. Let me hang around the shop during summers. When he passed, I never expected he'd leave the business to me. But he did, and that's when things started to get real. My family was shocked. My parents and siblings thought my uncle would leave the business to my brother because, well, he's the smart one. But no, the business was mine. And for the first time, I felt like I had something solid. I wasn't about to mess it up. I had no background in business, but I wasn't going to let my uncle down. So I threw myself into it, learning how to run the place, dealing with employees, the financial side of things, everything. It was hard, especially with my family's constant comments. "You sure you can handle this?" my brother asked one night at a family dinner, with that smug smile of his. "I mean, running a business isn't something you just figure out as you go along. Maybe you should let someone more experienced help you," my sister chimed in, giving me that patronizing look she always does. So you don't struggle. They weren't offering to help. They were circling, waiting for me to fail. And I get it. For years, I didn't have my shit together, and in their eyes, I was still the same guy who couldn't hold down a job. But I wasn't about to let them take this from me. Fast forward a few months, and the shop was doing well. I hired some solid employees, business was steady, and I was even looking into expanding. That's when the vultures started circling again. This time, for real. My brother and sister suddenly became super interested in the shop. My brother, with his finance background, started showing up and offering advice on how to manage the books. My sister kept talking about rebranding the shop to attract a higher-end clientele. It didn't take a genius to figure out what they were doing. They saw the shop turning into something profitable and wanted a piece of it. At first, I thought maybe they were just being annoying, trying to meddle where they didn't belong. But it wasn't long before their help crossed the line. My brother started coming by the shop when I wasn't there, poking around, looking at the finances. One of my employees even called me one day to say he'd been going through the books, telling everyone he was helping out. I was pissed. I confronted him. "What the hell are you doing going through my stuff?" I asked him over the phone, trying not to lose it completely. "Relax," he said, like it was no big deal. "I'm just making sure everything's in order. Covering your blind spots." "I didn't ask you to do that," I snapped. "Stay out of my business." He laughed. "You're being paranoid. I'm just trying to help you not mess things up." I hung up on him. The audacity of this guy. But my brother wasn't the only problem. My sister had her claws in it too. She started calling clients behind my back, offering deals and discounts I never approved. I found out when a customer came in asking about a discount I had no idea existed. Turns out my sister thought it would be a good idea to bring in more business by offering these under-the-table deals. I called her immediately. "What the hell are you doing? You're not part of this business. Stop messing with my clients." "I'm just trying to help," she said in that condescending tone she always uses. "You should be thanking me. You'll never get anywhere if you don't market yourself properly." "Don't ever contact my clients again," I said. "I mean it." She acted like I was being unreasonable, like I didn't understand how business worked. But I knew exactly what was happening. They didn't care about helping. They wanted control. They couldn't stand that the useless brother was actually doing something with his life, so they decided they'd either take over or ruin it. I decided to play it smart. I hired a lawyer and started documenting everything. Every visit, every unauthorized deal, every time they went through my financials without permission. I didn't want to involve lawyers at first, but I had no choice. They were crossing lines, and I wasn't going to let them sabotage what I'd built. The breaking point came at another family dinner. I was on edge the entire night, waiting for one of them to say something about the shop. Sure enough, my brother started in on me about how I should let him handle the books full-time. "You're doing well, but let's be honest," he said, cutting into his steak. "It's only a matter of time before you mess something up. You're not exactly known for being responsible." That's when I lost it. "You think I don't know what you're trying to do?" I said, slamming my fork down. Everyone at the table went quiet. "You've been going behind my back, messing with my books, contacting my clients. You're not helping me. You're trying to sabotage me." My brother put his hands up, trying to act innocent. "Whoa, calm down. You're being paranoid." "I have proof," I said. "And if you don't back off, I'm pressing charges." My mom gasped. My dad just stared at me, probably shocked that I was finally standing up to them. My brother and sister looked like they'd seen a ghost. They knew I wasn't bluffing. "You're not serious," my sister said, her voice shaking a little. "We're family." "Yeah, and that's why you should have stayed the hell out of my business." There was a long silence. I could tell they didn't expect me to fight back like this. They thought I'd just roll over and let them take control. But not this time. After that dinner, I didn't hear from them for a while. My lawyer sent them a formal cease and desist, and that seemed to scare them off. They knew they'd gone too far, and they didn't want to risk getting sued. I thought that was the end of it. Business picked up even more after that. I expanded the shop, hired more staff, and things were going better than I could have imagined. I hadn't spoken to my brother or sister in months, and honestly, I was fine with that. My parents tried to smooth things over a few times, but I wasn't interested. I'd had enough of their bullshit, and I wasn't about to let them back into my life just because we shared DNA. Then, out of the blue, my sister called me. I didn't pick up. She left a voicemail, though. She sounded different, less smug, more desperate. "We need to talk," she said. "Things haven't been going well. Can we meet up?" I deleted the message. A few days later, my brother texted me, basically saying the same thing. He'd lost his job, and my sister's husband had made some bad financial decisions. They were both broke, and now they wanted my help. The irony wasn't lost on me. These were the same people who tried to sabotage me, who never believed I'd amount to anything. Now they were coming to me, the useless kid, for help. I thought about it for a while. Part of me wanted to tell them to screw off, to rub it in their faces that I was the one doing well while they were struggling. But instead, I sent them both the same message. Sorry, no openings. That was it. No explanation, no apology, nothing. I haven't heard from them since. My parents keep trying to get us to reconcile, but I'm done. They made their choices, and now they have to live with them. I'm not going to be their safety net just because things didn't go their way. I've learned something through all of this. Sometimes, family isn't about blood. It's about respect, and if they don't respect you, they don't deserve your help. So yeah, that's how I ended up owning a business, almost getting sabotaged by my own siblings, and coming out on top. If you're dealing with entitled family members, just remember, you don't owe them anything. If you like this story of family drama and karma, hit that subscribe button.